The geopolitical landscape of Europe is shifting. The United States, a long-standing pillar of European security, is contemplating a significant drawdown of its military presence. This potential withdrawal of 10,000 troops from key strategic locations in Poland and Romania casts a long shadow over the continent. It raises serious concerns about the future of European defense, particularly in the face of persistent threats from Russia. The move, while still under consideration, has sent shockwaves through European capitals. It underscores a growing sentiment that Europe can no longer solely rely on the United States for its defense. This shift in American foreign policy is pushing European leaders to confront a difficult reality: the need for greater self-reliance in matters of security. For decades, the U.S. military presence in Europe has been a cornerstone of regional stability. It has served as a powerful deterrent against potential aggression, particularly from Russia. However, changing global priorities and domestic pressures are forcing the U.S. to reevaluate its commitments abroad. This potential rebalancing of American military engagement has ignited a debate within Europe about the future of its own defense capabilities. The proposed U.S. troop withdrawal serves as a stark reminder of the continent's vulnerabilities and the pressing need for a more robust and autonomous defense posture. The potential reduction of the American military footprint in Europe comes at a time of heightened tensions with Russia. Moscow's ongoing aggression in Ukraine has shattered the illusion of lasting peace on the continent. This resurgence of geopolitical rivalry has exposed the fragility of European security and the limitations of its current defense capabilities. The specter of conflict, once a distant memory, has returned to Europe. The conflict in Ukraine serves as a stark reminder of the volatile nature of the region and the ever-present threat posed by a resurgent Russia. This reality check has injected a sense of urgency into the debate on European defense. European leaders are now faced with a critical question: can they afford to remain reliant on the United States for their security, or is it time to forge a new path towards strategic autonomy? The answer to this question has profound implications for the future of Europe and its role in the world. The potential U.S. troop withdrawal has acted as a catalyst, forcing Europe to confront its defense dilemma head-on. It has exposed the need for greater investment in defense, increased military cooperation among member states, and a fundamental reassessment of Europe's strategic posture in a rapidly changing world. The looming prospect of a reduced U.S. military presence in Europe has exposed a stark reality. The continent's defense capabilities are inadequate for the challenges of the 21st century. Decades of peace and reliance on the U.S. have led to complacency and underinvestment in European defense. Europe's military is ill-prepared to confront geopolitical competition and a more assertive Russia. Years of budget cuts have left European militaries with outdated equipment and a lack of critical capabilities. This lack of readiness is evident in areas such as heavy armor, long-range artillery, and air defense systems. The fragmented nature of Europe's defense industry adds to these woes. Unlike the U.S., Europe's defense sector is a patchwork of small companies with limited production capacity. This results in inefficiency and an inability to quickly ramp up production in times of crisis. The consequences of this military unpreparedness are already being felt. Reports have emerged of European troops deployed on NATO's eastern flank lacking essential equipment. During recent NATO exercises, German soldiers were forced to use broomsticks instead of machine guns. Communication breakdowns hampered coordination and operational effectiveness. These incidents highlight the worrying gap between Europe's defense aspirations and the reality of its military capabilities. Europe's military faces critical vulnerabilities due to dangerously depleted stockpiles of essential munitions. Years of underfunding and strategic miscalculations have led to this shortage. The Ukraine conflict has exposed these flaws. Modern warfare's demand for ammunition has shocked European defense planners. Europe's production capacity is insufficient to meet these demands. Europe struggles to keep pace with rapid military technology evolution. Hypersonic missiles, AI, and cyber warfare highlight Europe's lag behind the US, China, and Russia. This gap is evident in key areas. Europe relies on older aircraft while others deploy next-gen jets like the F-35. In missile defense, Europe lags behind Israel's Iron Dome. Fragmentation and low R&D investment contribute to this disadvantage. Europe must close this gap or risk reliance on others for security. The urgency of the situation demands immediate action. Europe's defense ambitions hinge on rapidly increasing production of critical military equipment. This means replenishing stockpiles, investing in new technologies, and expanding manufacturing capacity. Overcoming bureaucratic inertia and industrial limitations is crucial. The scale of the challenge is immense. Replenishing artillery stockpiles is a pressing need. Europe's production capacity lags behind consumption rates in the Ukraine conflict. Defense companies must ramp up production despite challenges. Expanding production lines and securing resources takes time and investment. Rearmament requires more than just producing more of the same. Modern warfare demands advanced capabilities and technologies. Investing in cutting-edge tech is essential for credible deterrence. Significant R&D and budget constraints may delay rearmament goals. Success hinges on overcoming production challenges. Governments and defense companies must streamline processes and foster collaboration. Failure to act risks Europe's security and prosperity. Europe faces the daunting task of modernizing its outdated military arsenal. From tanks and jets to communication systems and cyber defenses, a comprehensive overhaul is required. Investing in next-generation technologies is key. Equally important is addressing interoperability. Creating a unified European defense force is essential. The defense industrial-based dilemma: fragmentation versus collaboration. Europe's defense industry faces fragmentation versus collaboration. Fragmentation leads to inefficiency, while collaboration promises cost savings and innovation. Successful projects like Airbus show the potential of collaboration, but challenges remain. Overcoming these obstacles is crucial for Europe's defense future. Defining the battlefield, prioritizing Europe's defense needs. Europe must build a tailored military for the 21st century, addressing specific geopolitical realities and potential adversaries. Priorities include long-range precision fires, air and missile defense, and emerging technologies like AI and drones. Investing in these areas ensures Europe remains secure and competitive on the modern battlefield. A shield against the storm-reinforcing air and missile defense capabilities. The skies above Europe are no longer a sanctuary. The proliferation of sophisticated missile technology, coupled with the increasing use of unmanned aerial vehicles, poses a direct threat to European cities, infrastructure, and military assets. Drawing lessons from Israel's Iron Dome, Europe must adopt a multi-layered approach to air defense. This entails deploying a network of sensors, interceptors, and command and control systems that can detect, track, and neutralize threats across a wide range of altitudes and distances. At the lower end of the spectrum, short-range air defense systems, both land-based and sea-based, are crucial for protecting military formations, critical infrastructure, and urban centers from attacks by drones, cruise missiles, and even artillery rockets. These systems typically employ a combination of radars, electro-optical sensors, and high-velocity missiles to intercept threats at close range. For threats originating from greater distances, medium and long-range air defense systems come into play. These systems, often equipped with powerful radars capable of detecting and tracking ballistic missiles, rely on sophisticated interceptor missiles designed to destroy incoming threats at high altitudes. Developing and deploying such systems will require significant investment and technological collaboration among European nations. Such a system would provide multiple layers of protection, increasing the likelihood of successfully intercepting incoming missiles or aircraft. This stark reality necessitates a comprehensive and robust air and missile defense system, a shield against the gathering storm of potential aerial attacks. Section 3: The future of warfare on the European front: tanks, drones, and the integration of Ukraine. Europe must lead in AI, unmanned systems, and cyber warfare to shape the future of warfare. Tanks remain relevant but must evolve to be smarter, more agile, and lethal. The MGCS project aims to replace current tanks with next-gen technology. Drones are crucial in modern warfare, offering reconnaissance and precision strikes. Europe must develop advanced drones to reduce reliance on foreign suppliers. financing Europe's defense ambitions. Rearming Europe is costly, requiring 800 billion euros. The EU's plan includes loans and national contributions. Critics argue it lacks the political will to prioritize defense. Section 2. A House-divided national interests versus collective defense. Beyond the sheer scale of the financial challenge, the EU's rearmament drive faces another significant hurdle: the enduring tension between national interests and the pursuit of collective defense. While the need for a more unified and capable European defense force is widely acknowledged, translating this aspiration into concrete action requires overcoming deeply ingrained national sensitivities and a long history of prioritizing domestic defense industries. One manifestation of this tension is the tendency for national governments to favor their own defense companies when awarding procurement contracts, even when more cost-effective or technologically advanced options are available from other member states. This practice, often justified on the grounds of protecting domestic jobs and industrial expertise, can lead to duplication, inefficiency, and hinder the development of a truly integrated European defense industrial base. Moreover, differences in strategic culture and threat perceptions among member states can complicate efforts to develop a cohesive and coordinated defense posture. For instance, while countries in Eastern Europe, with their proximity to Russia, tend to prioritize territorial defense and conventional military capabilities, some Western European nations may place greater emphasis on out-of-area operations, peacekeeping, or counter-terrorism efforts. Bridging these divides and fostering a genuine sense of shared responsibility for European defense will require strong political leadership and a willingness to prioritize the collective good over narrow national interests. This means promoting greater transparency and cooperation in defense procurement, harmonizing military doctrines and training standards, and fostering a common understanding of the security challenges facing the continent. Can Europe afford to sustain increased defense expenditures long-term? The urgency from the Ukraine conflict may not last. Will defense spending remain a priority, or will healthcare, education, and climate change take precedence? The answer impacts the EU's strategic autonomy. Sustainable rearmament needs long-term commitment and innovation. Without a compelling vision, momentum may fade. The pursuit of a unified European defense faces a labyrinthine bureaucracy, stifling innovation and efficiency. A fragmented procurement system and myriad regulations hinder rapid response and strategic cooperation. Streamlining standards and harmonizing regulations could foster a more dynamic defense market. The EU's slow decision-making process complicates timely crisis response and cooperation. Europe's rearmament success hinges on sustained political will to bear costs and achieve strategic autonomy. The urgency from the Ukraine conflict may not last. Other priorities may erode the consensus on defense spending. History shows defense initiatives often wane after initial enthusiasm. NATO members have failed to meet defense spending pledges. Sustaining public support requires communicating the rationale for a stronger European defense. Section 3. The guns or butter dilemma, balancing defense spending with competing priorities. The pursuit of greater military might raises a classic dilemma for governments, the trade-off between guns and butter, between investing in national security and funding social programs. This dilemma is particularly acute in Europe, where welfare states are deeply entrenched, and public expectations for social protection remain high. As defense budgets expand, governments will face increasing pressure to justify these expenditures to their citizens. This pressure could be particularly intense if the perceived threat from Russia diminishes, or if other global challenges take center stage. Section 1. The looming deadline. Can Europe achieve rearmament by 2030? The year 2030 looms large on the horizon, a symbolic deadline for the EU's ambitious rearmament goals. But as the clock ticks down, the question remains, can Europe truly transform its defense capabilities within this time frame, or will it fall short of its aspirations, leaving it vulnerable in a world of growing geopolitical instability? The challenges are undeniable. Overcoming decades of underinvestment, bureaucratic inertia, and the enduring pull of national interests will require a Herculean effort. Boosting industrial production, modernizing military hardware, and fostering greater cooperation among member states are all essential tasks, each fraught with its own set of obstacles and potential pitfalls. Achieving true strategic autonomy, the ability to defend European interests and values without relying on external partners, will demand more than just increased spending. It requires a fundamental shift in mindset, a recognition that defense is not a luxury, but a necessity, and that investing in security today is an investment in peace and prosperity for tomorrow. The EU's self-imposed deadline of 2030 serves as both a motivator and a yardstick. It creates a sense of urgency, a recognition that complacency is not an option in a world of rapidly evolving threats. But it also raises the stakes, for if Europe fails to meet this deadline, it risks sending a dangerous message of weakness and indecision to potential adversaries. Section 2. A new era for European defense, embracing cooperation and innovation. The path to a stronger and more self-reliant Europe is paved with the twin pillars of cooperation and innovation. No single European nation possesses all the resources or expertise to meet the multifaceted security challenges of the 21st century alone. Pooling resources, sharing knowledge, and coordinating efforts across national borders are no longer just desirable options, but essential imperatives. The success of ventures like Airbus, a shining example of European collaboration in the aerospace industry, demonstrates the potential for achieving technological breakthroughs and economic competitiveness through joint endeavors. Replicating this model in the defense sector, however, will require overcoming entrenched national interests, streamlining procurement processes, and fostering a genuine culture of trust and partnership among European defense industries. Innovation, too, is paramount. Europe cannot simply replicate the military models of the past, or rely on outdated technologies. It must invest in cutting-edge research and development, embrace emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, unmanned systems, and cyber capabilities, and foster an environment where innovation can flourish. This means creating incentives for small and medium-sized enterprises to participate in the defense sector, breaking down barriers to cross-border collaboration, and promoting a more agile and responsive approach to defense procurement, one that prioritizes innovation and technological advancement over bureaucratic inertia. Section 3. The strategic imperative, securing Europe's future in an uncertain world. The EU's rearmament drive is about safeguarding European values and securing its economic interests. In an era of great power competition and transnational threats, a strong and cohesive Europe is essential. A Europe capable of defending itself is an asset to its allies. It can uphold the international rules-based order and respond to crises. The stakes are high, not just for Europe but for the world. Success depends on unity, resolve, and a clear vision for the future.
So hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and let's turn the page on a new adventure together. Get ready to experience books like never before, only on VBook 360. Like, comment, and share to support the channel and keep the video magic alive. Thank you for stopping by. And remember, every video has a story, and every story deserves to be shared. See you in the next video.